Choose who leaves. The red one froze above the door. The gray slab in front of them had no handle, no hinges, just exit match burning across its surface. The air around it shimmered like heat rising off asphalt. Then the voice came close and low, choose who leaves. Dre's stomach turned. Not doing this. The voice repeated slower, choose who leaves. Behind them, the creatures stood still at the base of the stairs. The tall one's hit marker eyes pulsed with the frozen one. The smaller one crouched like it was ready to spring. What if we don't? Nia asked. We both die, Dre said. You don't know that. Look at them, he said. They're waiting. The voice rumbled again. Failure to choose is a choice. Nia stepped closer to the door, brushing the shimmer. She jerked her hand back with a hiss. It burns, she said. Feels like a respawn point, but wrong. Like it'll take more than just me. He knew what she meant. If one left, the other wouldn't just lose. They'd vanish, deleted like Tiff, Rico, Cam. You're faster than me, Nia said. Don't. You are. Don't start that. My legs wrecked from when it hit me. You have a better shot out there. We're going together. We won't make it, she said softly. Dre stepped between her and the door. No. The smaller creature moved, one smooth step forward, claws flexing. The tall one followed, closing the gap inch by inch. Choose. The word boomed so loud it vibrated through the metal beneath their feet. The one above the door pulsed brighter, searing into Dre's eyes. I'm not afraid to die, Nia said. You are, that's why you're going. He shook his head. Not like this. She gave him a small, tight smile. Then I'll make it easy. Before he could react, she shoved him hard. The shimmer swallowed him whole. Cold fire tore through every nerve, light and shadow snapping past in a blur. In that last instant, he saw her framed in the doorway. Creatures lunging toward her, the tall one's arms swinging wide. Then she was gone. Everything was gone. Dre hit solid ground. He was back in his living room, headset on, controller in his hands. The TV glowed with the Call of Duty main menu. Outside, no storm, no rain, no thunder. His phone buzzed in his lap. Unknown number. Congratulations, winner. A second message followed. Next match in 24 hours, choose your squad. The next match. The glow from the TV felt wrong. It wasn't just light, it was watching him. The main menu sat frozen, the cursor hovering over multiplayer, though he hadn't touched the controller. The phone buzzed again, unknown number. Choose your squad. Dre stared at the message. His fingers hovered over the screen, not to reply but to block the number. Before he could, another text appeared, this one with a list of names. Neo's already crossed out, Tiff crossed out, Rico crossed out, Cam crossed out. Below them, new names started populating. Malik, brother Keisha, neighbor. Mrs. Hall, 5th grade teacher. Tanya, works at corner store. Dre's stomach dropped. He didn't even know the game knew these people. Another line appeared. Pick 3. No, Dre muttered. The screen on the TV changed without him touching it. The lobby loaded. 3 empty player slots blinking, waiting for player. Underneath, you choose or we choose. He set the phone down like it was a live grenade. I'm not playing this. The headset crackled. At first, just static. Then a voice, not the deep glitching announcer this time, but Nia's. Faint far away. Dre. Don't let them. Her voice cut out with a sharp burst of white noise that made his teeth ache. The list on his phone pulsed. 60 seconds to choose, no. Dre said again, louder. The cursor on the TV moved on its own, cycling through his contact list, photos, numbers, addresses, all flickering too fast to see. 45 seconds, the apartment seemed to shrink around him. Shadows bent toward the TV. The glow on the screen wasn't just bright, it was pulling. 30 seconds. The first name on the phone, Malik, flashed red. From the hallway, Dre heard a knock. Not frantic, steady. 3 knocks, pause, 3 knocks again. He didn't move in seconds. The second name, Keisha, flashed red. A faint voice drifted up from outside his window. Dre, why's your light flickering like that? He didn't answer. 15 seconds, Mrs. Hall's name pulsed. From the corner of his eye, he swore he saw her standing in the far corner of his apartment, still wearing the floral dress she always wore to school, her face too blurred to recognize, her body flickering like bad footage. 10 seconds, the text changed. We will choose. The TV's glow expanded until it filled the whole room. The knocks from the hallway grew louder. Keisha's voice outside turned to a scream. Mrs. Hall's flickering shape took a step forward. 5, 4, 3. Dre lunged for the controller.
Stop, I'll choose. Everything froze.
The glow shrank back to the TV. The names on his phone steadied. Pick 3. His hand shook as he tapped. He told himself he'd choose people who could handle it, people who'd stand a chance. When he hit confirm, the names locked in with a sharp digital tone. The TV flickered. 3 player slots filled, photos of Malik, Keisha, and Tanya smiling like they'd just taken them. Beneath each, the words, "Ready." The announcer's voice returned, deep and cold. Match starts at midnight. Midnight drop. The clock on Dre's TV rolled over to 12 a.m. The instant the 0 hit, the living room light died. The TV's glow expanded until it swallowed the room whole. His phone vibrated once. Match starting. The couch dissolved beneath him. The carpet under his feet vanished. He was falling, not down but forward, like the world had been tipped on its side. When the ground slammed back under him, he was standing ankle-deep in swamp water. A heavy fog clung to the air, curling around rusted pipes and collapsed greenhouses. The only light came from the moon overhead, fat and too close, its reflection rippling in every puddle. "Yo, where are we?" Malik's voice came from behind. Dre spun to see his younger brother standing there, wearing the same hoodie he'd had on hours earlier, a rifle slung awkwardly over his shoulder. Keisha stumbled out of the fog next, clutching a pistol like she'd never held one before. "What the hell is this, Dre?" Before he could answer, Tanya appeared, her hands empty until a shotgun materialized in them with a faint glitch pop. She looked around, eyes wide. "This some VR crap? Dre, what did you—" "This isn't a game," he cut in, sharper than he meant to. "What do you mean it's not a game?" "We're in Call of," Malik started. The announcer's voice boomed from nowhere and everywhere. "Squad match. Eliminate the enemy, survive to extract." The fog shifted. Figures emerged in the distance, other players, but moving wrong, too fast. Too jerky, Dre's stomach sank. He knew that gait. The hit marker eyes glowed through the mist. Keisha's voice went high. "What the hell is that?" "Don't look at them," Dre barked. "Just keep moving." Malik gave a half laugh, half scoff. "Bruh, they're NPCs, watch." He raised his rifle and fired. One of the creatures staggered but didn't fall. It straightened, hit markers flaring bright red. The voice came again, almost playful. "First elimination in 3 minutes." "What's that mean?" Tanya asked. "It means," Dre said, checking the magazine on his rifle, "one of us dies in 3 minutes if we're still in their line of sight." Keisha froze. "What? Don't stop. Don't argue, just follow me." They pushed forward through the swamp. Water slapped at their shins, mud sucking at their shoes. Somewhere overhead, a rusted catwalk groaned under weight that wasn't theirs. The timer appeared in the sky, dripping red light. 2:30, 2:29. Malik caught up to Dre, voice low. "This is a joke, right? Like, you rigged this?" Dre didn't answer. He could hear the smaller creature moving along the rooftops above, claws tapping metal. 2 where Keisha tripped over a submerged pipe, splashing hard. The sound echoed too far, bouncing back from the fog like the swamp was bigger than it looked. From ahead, the tall one stepped into view, blocking the lane. Its head tilted, studying them. "It didn't move forward yet." "Go around," Dre hissed. They veered left, slipping between 2 leaning greenhouses. 1:30, a shadow streaked overhead. The smaller one dropped from above, landing in the water right behind Tanya. It didn't lunge, just walked, close enough for its breath to hit her neck. She froze. "Move." Now. She obeyed, but her steps were jerky, panicked. From the fog thickened until the lane ahead was a wall of gray. Dre pushed through, praying the timer would tick down without anyone dying. A 30, the voice returned, colder now, target locked. Malik stopped. "What does—" The smaller one was already behind him. Its claw sank into his back like a hook. Malik's eyes went wide. Then he pixelated into static and was gone. The timer reset to 3. The voice purred. Next elimination in 3 minutes. Dre's grip tightened on his rifle. They were down to 3. 2 left to lose. The swamp was quiet again, except for the slow drip of water from the greenhouse roofs. Malik's disappearance hung in the air like a static charge. 1 second he was there, the next he was pixels on the wind. Keisha's voice was shaking. Where did he go?" Dre didn't answer. He couldn't tell her the truth. If she knew the game could erase her completely, panic would kill her faster than the timer. Tanya's eyes darted to the red numbers overhead. 2:50, 2:49. "That thing's coming back, isn't it?" "They both are," Dre said, scanning the fog. "We keep moving, we stick together." They pushed through the water, keeping low between rusted catwalk supports. Every few seconds, Dre caught glimpses of movement, long legs shadowing them through the fog, a low crouch darting between rooftops. The creatures weren't rushing now, they were pacing them. 20-30 Keisha slipped on a submerged pipe, going down to her knees with a splash. Dre yanked her up quick, but the sound carried too far. The tall one's head appeared over a greenhouse wall, tilting, eyes glowing bright. "It's watching us," Tanya whispered. "That's all it does until the timer hits 0, Dre said. Then it picks 1. Darcio and the smaller one leapt from the shadows, landing on a catwalk ahead. It crouched there, claws flexing, blocking the lane. Keisha froze. Dre raised his rifle but didn't fire. Shooting would just make it move faster. "Left," he ordered. They slipped into a narrow alley between 2 collapsed sheds. The walls pressed close, the smell of mildew thick in their throats. 1-2-30. The alley opened into a courtyard with a half-sunk truck in the center. The back door hung open, cover if only for a few seconds. "Inside," Dre said. Tanya climbed in first, then Keisha. Dre took the rear, keeping his rifle aimed at the fog. 1. The smaller one dropped into the courtyard without a sound. It didn't charge. It walked toward the truck like it knew the rules. Dre kept his rifle trained on it, but it didn't break stride. The timer bled down. 0:30. The tall one appeared on the far side, blocking the only exit. Its arms dangled too low, fingertips dragging lines in the water. Keisha's breath came in short gasps. "It's gonna pick me. I know it's gonna pick me." "No," Dre said, sharper than he meant. "Stay behind me." 10. The voice returned, colder than before. Target locked. The tall one moved first, stepping into the water. The smaller one crouched, ready to spring. 5. 0-4. Dre saw the direction they were looking, not at him, not at Tanya, at Keisha. 3. She must have realized it too, because she bolted from the truck, splashing into the open. "No!" Dre shouted. 2. The smaller one launched, claws catching her mid-run. Keisha's scream cut off as her body shattered into static. 0.0, the timer reset to 3 honor. The voice purred. Next elimination in 3 minutes, Dre's heart pounded. He and Tanya were the only ones left. Tanya's eyes met his. There was no panic in them now, only the unspoken question. Who's it going to take next? Last man standing. The red timer overhead glowed fresh. 3 now, Dre and Tanya stood alone in the swamp, steam rising from the water in faint, ghostly coils. The silence pressed down heavier now. No footsteps from other players, no distant gunfire. Just the slow ripple of something moving beneath the surface. Tanya's voice was low, almost calm. "So, what happens when there's only 2 of us left?" Dre didn't answer right away. He'd been asking himself the same question since Keisha vanished. The announcer's voice slid through the fog, smooth as oil. "Match ends when 1 remains." Tanya blinked at him, then shook her head. "You mean it's gonna pick one of us?" "No," Dre said quietly. "It's gonna pick you unless I stop it." Her eyes narrowed. "Stop it how?" He didn't reply. 40. They moved through the swamp, heading toward the only cover in sight. A collapsed watchtower half submerged in black water. Each step made the mud pull at their boots like it was trying to keep them in place. Dre caught movement on the right, long legs stepping through the fog. The tall one kept its eyes locked on Tanya. It wasn't stalking both of them now, it had chosen. Turfy routine, they ducked into the base of the tower. Rotting wood creaked under their weight. Dre posted up at the doorway, rifle ready, but he knew the truth. When the timer hit 0, the gun wouldn't matter. Tanya leaned against the wall, watching him. "You're thinking about letting it happen." Dre's grip on the rifle tightened. "I'm thinking about how to make sure at least one of us walks out." Carry 50-something scraped along the outside wall, sharp nails dragging slow, steady lines through the wood. The smaller one's shadow slid past the doorway. It didn't enter. They were holding position, like predators keeping a wounded animal in sight. 1:30, Tanya took a step toward him. "You don't have to do this," she said. "We can fight them both, end it together." He shook his head. "That's not how it works. The match won't end unless there's one survivor. I've seen it." 1:10. The scraping stopped. Silence. Too much of it. Dre turned his head just enough to glance outside. Nothing in sight. When he turned back, Tanya was gone from the wall. 55. He found her climbing the half-collapsed stairs of the tower. "What are you doing?" "Making the choice for you," she called down. The wood groaned under her weight, boards snapping one by one. 040. He followed, grabbing her wrist before she could reach the top. "You don't get to decide for me," he said. Her eyes met his steady. "You can't save everyone, Dre." 25. The fog outside shifted. Both creatures were moving toward the tower now, one on each side, their eyes pulsing with the timer. 015. Dre pulled Tanya down the stairs, forcing her toward the base. She fought him at first, then relented, letting him lead her into the open swamp. "Pro 10. The voice came again, colder than before, target locked. Both creatures stopped moving, the tall one's gaze fixed on Tanya. Dre's chest felt tight. He looked at Tanya. She nodded once. Acceptance. "Fotu." She stepped forward, putting herself between him and the creatures. The smaller one lunged. Her body burst into static, vanishing before it hit the ground. Crow to the swamp faded into darkness. Dre was standing alone. The announcer's voice rumbled, "Winner." The timer hits 0. Tanya's gone. Static fades, and Dre stands alone in the swamp. Winner. But there's no victory here, just the heavy silence of someone who's realized the game won't end until it decides he's finished. And somewhere in the fog, the next match is already loading. The rules are changing, and the people he's already lost might be coming back. Surviving was hard enough. Surviving them? That's going to be impossible.